ready to take your investment game to the next level? Introducing Digital Investor, your ultimate guide to mastering the digital marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Digital Investor brings you cutting-edge game theoretical strategies, expert insights, and real-time tips and tactics to analyze, evaluate, invest, and grow your wealth. Don't miss out on the digital revolution. Visit www.nickblacknex.com and start your journey with Digital Investor today.
Brandon!
Yo, yo!
This one is graham cracker s'more flavored. Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
What's going
that
on?
sounds good. Graham cracker s'more. Wow.
It's not less, it's some more. Okay, so what's going on? Do we have anything behind the scenes? Oh, one thing at the end of that discussion, they said that the ANFIs, these new kind of beefy node factories, they thought that the value of them, so you know how the current master nodes are, the 512s are 49, 46, 40, somewhere around there.
Yeah, okay.
46,000, something like that. These would be 120K.
Okay. Based on?
Well, just based on all of the new stuff. I don't know how they derive any of this. I don't know how any of this is achieved philosophically or otherwise. I don't know how. I don't know if the quants were in on this, but anyway, that's what was said. That's what the new price would be, and this is based on maybe them talking to investors and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, so long story short on that is everybody that's getting that has their licenses, I guess the new licenses are going to be worth about 2.5, not licensed, the new factories will be about 2.5 times more valuable because of all the upgrades and software components and all the cool stuff. So that's kind of cool. So everybody that has, again, for everybody that has node factories, you're going to get new node factories tacked right on top of those. So if you have 2 right now, you're going to get 2 for free, but they're going to be the pimp daddy ones, the ANFIs, the advanced node factory. Is the E for expansion or something like that? Anyway,
expansion, yeah. So
yes, that's good.
Oh, the other good thing that kind of came out of a couple of meetings that we've been having this week is our Nick and I's relentless, would you say pestering has kind of paid off. When you get the ANFI, there is going to be a simple mechanism going forward for you just to connect your ANFI to a pool with a couple of clicks, click, 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 and you'll just get monthly revenue. No need to find like a node operator, no need to go scrounging around, getting people on the phone to say, hey, do you want to compute with my node factory? You'll just join this node factory pool, and you'll get a % of the revenue of the whole pool, and then Hypercycle does the work. That's what it should be, right? So
click and participate. And then the other thing is, some people had questions about tilling history, and the way I understood it from that document, the new ANFIs will inherit a tilling history.
Yeah, I was in on the higher level meeting of that. So they will go. So basically the ratio, whether you're like 1.7, 1 point whatever, 8, what they'll do is they'll transfer that, a one-time transfer from the old ETH node factory to the new ANFI. And so it'll be on the new ANFI, right? And then your ETH one will basically start over from 0, and your new ANFI will inherit the ratio. They can't just be throwing ratios at new ANFIs willy-nilly. It has to transfer some. It has to have been tilled from somewhere. So It'll transfer over. They'll put that into their Merkelizer and get that thing over, and you'll be good to go on base. So your base and fee is going to be like your baby going forward, and your ETH one is going to you can still make it grow, but it's going to start at ground zero kind of thing and move on up. But that's the way you want it. That's what you want to happen. So this is good overall. I think they're moving in the right direction, which is very reassuring to me.
Yep. And then they're figuring out all of the EDP stuff. So for those of you in the digital private clients, they have a solution for that worked out, which is pretty good. I like it, especially where the token is in the gutter, and you're like, great, now I get all these tokens that are below 2 cents. Great, well, no, you get something else, something that's magical. Okay, so we'll talk about that later with the digital private clients. Brandon, I got my first trade in against iBit this morning.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that behind the wall. So we're going to start rolling that out. We're going to do a lot more coverage on the options chains from the side of selling, not from the side of buying. We are not options buyers. Those are chumps. Chumps. We are options sellers. Brandon, you have some experience in the options market, do you not?
The reason I laugh is because the options market is brutal. It's a brutal beast. Yeah, I mean, I traded options full time for about a year back in 2009. Mostly did pharmaceutical FDA trial options and stuff like that. But yeah, we did okay until we didn't. So that's it.
Man.
Did okay until we did.
The farmer said. The
there
farmer
was a
said,
very
when the farmer's cow died, he said that ain't never happened before.
Yeah, there was a very defining week of 3 days in a row. You're like, well, what's the construction industry looking like?
Was it like? Did you like build and just get clobbered?
I did really well. I mean, I'll tell you the numbers. I started with about $10,000. Built it up to about 250.
That's pretty good.
Lost all of it in 3 days.
Oh. But you were a net buyer, right? You were speculating.
Yeah, it was speculative. I mean, what we were doing was we'd found an arbitrage loophole in a Scottrade, which was later acquired by Options House, which was later acquired by E-Trade. But Scottrade would let you, and now this is where it got shady. Okay, I'm going to tell you. They would let you sell options. So out of the money options, they would let you sell. And if the options were greater than 50% of the actual stock price, you could sell into infinity, because with margin, you could then basically go buy the stock 100% again and sell options again. So there was a point where we sold basically we could have done it all day long. We sold as much as we wanted. We actually did really well on that trade because it was on an FDA approval, and the FDA did approve it, but then Scottrade called us and said, what did you guys do? Because we broke their system a little bit. Because we ended up with about $3,000 in one account. We were able to buy about $2.5 million worth of stock and sell options against all of it. And we had on paper about a $300,000 gain overnight, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
They took it all. They didn't give us any of it, and they shut down our account. And so we filed reports with FINRA and everything, and it was basically David and Goliath type of thing. There was no chance. Anyway, so we did the same thing after, and then they fixed their system intermediary, and then we kind of lost on the deal because they figured something out. So it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. We found a loophole in their system, and they did not like that.
It's kind of like when I did my Regulation K violation thing, where it just let me add a decimal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they sent me a letter. Hey, we weren't supposed to let you do this. You have to unwind that position. But they couldn't unwind it. They couldn't forcefully unwind it. I had to unwind it.
There was no way out.
It was with Microsoft. I look back. It was with Microsoft shares. I had to unwind it. But I did make money on the trade. But then they said, you have to give back the profit. You have to voluntarily give back the profit, or we'll give you a Regulation K violation. I was like, well, let's make sure you got my address right.
Send me that regulation violation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
we got
Well, this
it.
will be good. And so before we go behind the wall, I'm going to explain a little bit what we're going to do, because when Nick's making these trades, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of document them. I'll make a table. We'll show the up and down, the positive and the loss or whatever it is. And then kind of, we'll try to math this out, but I just got to figure out a way to display this so that it's understandable. So it's going to be cool.
I wonder if we can run like a little we don't want to get into showing the whole options chain and all that. I think we just show the trade, and then
we'll show the trade, and we'll kind of update it on the profit and loss. We'll do it like weekly or whatever, and say the profit and loss for the week and how much you've gained on the position and whatever.
I bet there's ways to plug into like one of these platforms would let you plug in and then probably have a real time of the options chain. I bet, or a semi real time. Like level 1 or whatever.
It'll be 15-minute lag, probably.
Yeah, which would be fine for the sake of options trading. You're not hanging on by the second. If you are, you've screwed up already. Okay, the Ethereum node factories are not getting the update. You're getting, Sherry, they're giving you the new one in addition to. So if you have one on Ethereum, you get one of the new ones. They just give it to you. Gratis, free. So for those of you that have master nodes, one way to think about it, I mean, it's the same, it scales, but just in your mind, if you have a master node of 512 licenses, your AND fee, you basically are giving you 120K, okay, with tilling history, okay. That's pretty dope. I mean, again, based on their price, which I don't know how that's derived, but whatever. So yeah, okay. How much time do we have to get more factories before snapshot day? I don't know when snapshot day is yet. I know that they're about to pass out this document that basically explains everything they've been talking about the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months, all in one document. And they were just doing final edits to that today. And I think that goes out today. And this may be the start, when they release that document, that may be the start of like a 30-day timer or something like that. Brandon, is that the way you understood it?
A 30-day timer to get node factories on.
Yeah, like the last, like, I don't
know.
I thought that's what it was, but don't take my word for it. Because I don't know nothing. All right.
There's two more questions here. So please answer.
Please.
Are node factories automatically tilling? So if they haven't shut off tilling, so if you bought one that was tilling, it should be tilling. If you bought one that's not tilling, then it's not tilling. Anyway, you can start tilling on it if you want or not. Like, it's just, I'm torn on what to do. I just like waiting for the base ones.
I think you wait.
But that's what I'm doing.
I'm
just waiting for the base ones. I don't know. Screw it.
Wait for the base ones. Let's see what happens. You may also
in addition, it's like I think somebody else set up here. The tilling thing they've set up their dashboard is really frustrating. So I'm like, screw it. So I miss out on a couple months of tilling. It is what it is. And it's like, Charlene, you got to reach out to them on this stuff because this isn't something we set up. And then there was another question. Oh, Beth, of course. Hey, so will there be a market to sell ETH node factories? We were going to set this up. We may in the future, but right now our main focus is on getting the base marketplace set up. So your ETH node factories will still be there,
it's on our list. It is on our list of things to do. It's kind of like the first thing is support this one-click participation type system that we want to do, where everybody can just opt in and collect revenue. Then down the road, there's a couple of other things, but that's one of the things is eventually, yes, we want to have a place where people can sell their Ethereum node factories, the whole bundle and everything. So yes, it's on the list. It's just not the first thing on the list. First thing on the list is get everybody paid for what they have right now.
That's right.
Even the Ethereum ones. So you could be making money while we set up a way for you to sell your Ethereum node factories, if that's the way you choose to do it. My feeling is, though, that once people start collecting revenue, that they're going to be less inclined to sell it because they're like, well, I do have this thing it's creating revenue, and I think that's cool. I mean, I'm putting all of my original investment into node factories. The whole thing, all of it. Because in for a penny, in for a pound, baby. How do we contact? Yeah, there should be customer service or whatever, or support or customer service. Yes. Let's see. Ken, I tried setting up a tiller. It took my USDC and failed. Haven't gotten an answer from Hypercycle on what happened. It may be tilling, but may not be reporting, Ken. It may be one of those deals too. But they'll fix it. If they took your money, they'll give it back. Let's see. How much value will the Carl? What's going to be the price of Bitcoin 7 weeks from now? No one knows. No one knows. That will be determined by any two people in the market that reach consensus. That's how every market is made, good sir. Let's see. All right. Do we have any other behind the Wally stuff or any news? Was there anything that popped up that you wanted to talk about? Jesus, I get a lot of these scammy text messages. Are you ready for health coverage? No.
But are you? But are you ready?
And you know it's sketchy because it's like congratulations.
Congratulations. You win. You win health coverage.
Just one congratulations. Congratulations. Are you ready for health coverage? What? What are you talking about?
Get your tariff-free health coverage
what
today.
What does that even mean? Congratulations.
Let me see. Actually, I mean, there's kind of a lot of stuff, and it's like before market stuff. So let's kind of go over. Let's go over all this stuff because this is cool. Well, not cool, but it's something. It's definitely something. And you saw. Okay, so yeah, Eric Trump came out. This is February 4th. He said, "In my opinion, it's a great time to add ETH." You saw the real tweet that Eric did. He erased it and then wrote this one. The real one said, "In my opinion, it's a great time to add ETH. Thank me later," is what he said. But then he erased it and wrote this. Okay, so ETH is now down 51% since that tweet.
Shit,
congratulations, Eric
Kramer.
So then, President Trump comes out today. This is President Trump from his Truth Social account. Says this is a great time to buy. So I don't know. Anyway, but I guess last time he said that was after a huge sell-off was in 2018, and then market actually turned around one day later. That's kind of cool. This is what he said. He said, "Be cool. Everything's going to work out well." This is what he said this morning. So I don't know. Things are escalating like quite crazily. It's kind of cool. I'm working, but good question. But then the other thing with Trump is a wallet linked to World Liberty Financial sold. This is yesterday. 5,471 ETH for $8 million at 1465 each. That means they lost 125 million on that. So far they're down like 125 million on their ETH purchases because their average purchase price is 32.59. So it's not. But the thing is, all that money is basically free money to them. They got that because they sold a token.
Yeah, but it may be free money in the beginning, but they no longer have 125 million.
Well, that's true. They don't. But the real losers here are the World Liberty Financial token buyers, in my opinion, because they're never going to see that money ever again.
Who honestly bought Wilfie thinking that they were going to make money?
No. I mean, that's a good point.
It's a financial meme coin.
And then I did want to bring up, everybody makes fun of ETH a lot. Okay. Today, Solana is actually down more than Ethereum, and nobody likes to point that out. Nobody by 0.5%, but it's down more than Ethereum. It's crushing Ethereum here. But the very last thing I want to pull up is a cool little chart section here. This is DeFi Llama, okay? And this kind of maybe goes, maybe we should talk about this behind market, maybe in front, but I'm going to talk about it now because I think it's cool. Jupiter, now the number one revenue earner on all of Solana. Okay, they are earning $1.66 million a day, which is pretty dang good. A big chunk of that is going to buybacks now every single day as well, which hasn't really had a huge impact on price. But of course, we have market conditions and all that stuff. I think it'll catch up. But They're basically in fees. They're generating about $3.85 million a day in fees. Okay, they surpassed Pump.Fun. I think it was a couple days ago. They're beating Pump.Fun, which they should have beat like a long time ago because Pump.Fun died out.
Pump.Fun is going to keep dying. Everything they keep trying is just a yesterday's fail.
Guess what else they're beating in fees? Any guesses? Any guesses? No? The entire Ethereum blockchain.
Shit.
The whole thing. The whole darn thing.
So we're just supposed to take all of our Ethereum and just go straight into JLP and just say
Jupiter,
YOLO. YOLO.
Jupiter is making a lot of money. Jupiter is winning. But the weird thing is, people either are, what doesn't make sense. Like if this happened in the stock market, right? You're like, holy shiz, Apple's making that much a day. I'm gonna go buy Apple stock. Why is it? It doesn't work that way in crypto. In crypto, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go buy Boink, and I'm gonna go buy Floki because maybe it'll go up faster.
Yeah.
But the actual thing that's creating the most revenue is Jupiter more than anything else. But it doesn't translate to token price, which is super strange. So I think there's a disconnect there, and that might be an arbitrage opportunity, might not. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out that they're doing, I think, really well. Jupiter's doing really well. Besides, except everything except for the token price.
Right.
Anyway, that's a. Oh no. What's that?
It is hard to look at it at 34 cents or whatever and not want more of it, but I have a lot of it. What about ASR rewards? When does that happen?
It should happen this month. They might be talking about it now on the call. I don't know. There's a call going on right now, so maybe we'll find out in the next hour. They should announce a date. I don't know what takes them so long, especially if there's not an LFG, meaning especially if there's not like another token that they have to do with the rewards, which there isn't this quarter. So that should be like okay, everybody voted, we're done, snapshot. Okay, ASR's out. But I don't know what takes them so long, but yeah, it should be soon. But we'll find out soon. And then what is your
plan? Are you just going to keep staking and stacking the tokens? I think I am. At this price, there's no point. I'm not selling anything.
Why would you sell? It's down since February. It was $1.30 in February. I mean, we're down. Oh my god.
A lot.
Why sell, I guess. Yeah, you might as well just keep it staked for now. Because look at this. Look at I mean, we talk about this is more behind the wall, but look at everything else there. What would you buy given what I just told you? You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to get a free airdrop of 10% of whatever you have voted on, would you sell that? I mean, that Jupiter's almost, if I didn't have so much allocated, and I don't want to over allocate, if I didn't have so much allocated, Jupiter looks like a juicy position to be buying right now.
It's one that I keep looking at and going, I mean, could I add more? Should I add more? My JLP is still, I mean, ostensibly doing okay compared to everything else. Like if I took my JLP right now and just went into any other asset, it would be a victory compared to where the market's been over the last 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you say this was 11 ETH for 1 Bitcoin, now it's 50. Yeah, look at the Bitcoin ETH chart. Holy. This is the best looking chart in all of crypto.
It is time for Vitalik to get off his big head and charge the layer 2s. Straight up charge them. Like enough is enough.
Yeah.
He needs to rug pull these some bitches.
This was a funny tweet from Singularity Net. I'm like, oh, look at all the. Wait a second. Did he
try to just?
Look at that. President Trump announced a $500 billion investment. They're going to invest in Ben, and OpenAI and Elon. But of all the three, Ben's in dead center, right? I love this is like something.
Listen, look at the third sentence. Read the third sentence.
With all.
And then look at the arrow. Look where the arrow's pointing.
Are we throwing money at the wrong problem? Arrow to Ben. Was that inadvertently? I didn't even notice that.
They didn't plan that, man.
That was so funny. Oh my gosh.
Certainly they didn't proof that. Also, it's a little bit self-aggrandizing to put his picture in between those two. I saw this congressman trying to grill Sam Altman. He's like, and how much money do you make each year, sir? He's like, I make enough to cover my health insurance. The guy's like, you don't, he's like, nope, I own no equity and I don't get a paycheck. It's just enough to cover health insurance. I do this because I love it. Shut that fat ass down quick.
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about either of these two guys, but I don't know. I think they do pretty good.
They really do believe in what they're doing. They believe they're making the world a better place. So you could disagree with how they're doing it if you want. You can disagree with what that vision looks like, but you can't disagree that these dudes are not in it for the money. They already have money. Sam Altman is effing rich. Elon Musk is the effing richest. So
of all the rich, right?
Of all the rich. He owns them all. Just imagine you get to become a billionaire. You're like, yeah, I'm a billionaire now. I'm one of the top You're one of the top nothing. Elon can buy and sell you 400 times.
That's crazy, dude. How much? Yeah, that's crazy.
Can you imagine being on the Forbes list of billionaires and you got like a billion, and then there's like this guy with 400 billion. You're like, my life sucks. God.
Yeah. A billion. Whatever.
Oh, man. Okay, let's go behind the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go behind the wall and we can look at the options trade first, because I think that's interesting for some people, just to let them know that we did get started. And even though the market's quiet, it would have been so much. I tried to get this done yesterday, but there was a little screw up with E-Trade and all this. Anyway, long story short, it is what it is. But we're here now. We got our first trade in, and we'll give you all the details behind the wall so you can start putting pen to paper and start paper trading. And when you feel like you're ready, then you too can sell options against IBIT, indirectly against Bitcoin. Yeah, that thing. All right. Boop, boop.
We're going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.